I will now call the April 1st, 2019 Blue Springs City Council meeting to order. If you would stand with me, observe a moment of silence, and I will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I want to welcome you in attendance as well as those that might watch the YouTube version later on. Next, we have the consent agenda. Unless there are items that need to be pulled, I accept a motion for approval.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Kaler.
Aye.
Councilman Levising.
Aye.
Councilman Fowler.
Aye.
Councilman Carter.
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson.
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper.
Aye.
Mayor Ross.
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Next, we have a public hearing on a vacation of street right-of-way.
Mayor, the city has the following exhibit to enter into the record: City Council information form with staff report, site location maps, vacation map, affidavit of publication in the Examiner on March 9, 2019, applications with attachments of 185-foot notification map, names and addresses of property owners within 185 feet of the site, copy of letter sent to said property owners, Title IV Land Use Section, Blue Springs Code of Ordinances by reference, and 2014 Comprehensive Plan by reference, and Bill number 4647 vacating the right-of-way. This is all we have to offer for the record.
All right, thank you. Madam, on behalf of the city.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. Before this evening is a request to vacate existing right-of-way located north of Northwest Oak Street between Northwest 11th and 12th Streets. The proposed vacation covers a 40-foot by 200-foot long right-of-way, which was part of the original 1878 plat of the town of Blue Springs, which was platted as Grove Street at that time. The applicant, Winter Meat, owns parcels on both sides of the right-of-way and is the only property utilizing the right-of-way for access. Builder's Overhead Door does own the property adjacent to the south half of the east side of the right-of-way and has provided a letter of consent to the vacation. All utilities in the area have consented to the vacation. There are no utilities in the area to be vacated, and therefore no easements will be reserved. The right-of-way does not serve a public purpose, and the land would be better utilized under private ownership. The Planning Commission held a public hearing last Monday and unanimously recommended approval of the vacation. Staff does recommend approval of the vacation subject to the 2 conditions in the staff report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions on that? Seeing none, thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? Is the applicant here? Didn't think so. Okay, is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak in support of? Support of? Opposition to? Opposition to? Close the public hearing. Who would like to introduce it?
I'll introduce it, Your Honor.
Okay.
First reading of Bill number 4647, an ordinance vacating street right-of-way for a 40-foot wide street right-of-way located north of Northwest Oak Street between Northwest 11th Street and Northwest 12th Street, formerly known as Grove Street.
Move the bill be approved on its first reading and proceed with the second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Levising.
Aye.
Councilman Fowler.
Aye.
Councilman Carter.
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson.
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper.
Aye.
Councilman Kaler.
Aye.
Mayor Ross.
Aye.
Carried unanimously. Second reading of Bill number 4647, an ordinance vacating street right-of-way for a 40-foot wide street right-of-way located north of Northwest Oak Street between Northwest 11th Street and Northwest 12th Street, formerly known as Grove Street.
Move the bill be approved on second reading, given the appropriate ordinance number.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Fowler.
Aye.
Councilman Carter.
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson.
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper.
Aye.
Councilman Kaler.
Aye.
Councilman Levising.
Aye.
Mayor Ross.
Aye.
Carried unanimously, given ordinance number 4806.
Next, I accept a motion to continue the public hearing on a vacation of a utility easement located at 104 Southeast Mangling Drive until the April 5th council meeting,
15.
15th,
So moved.
tax day. All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Kaler?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Next, we accept a motion to continue the public hearing on rezoning of novel place investments until the May 6th council meeting.
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Kaler?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Bring some mayoral announcements. Certainly, tomorrow's an election day throughout the state of Missouri for municipal elections. I trust everyone in the audience will go out and vote, and by the time they watch the YouTube portion of this, the election will be over. So, thoughts to ponder. I ran across this the other day, and I don't know if I was surfing the web or whatever, and it's by Paul Williams, and there are a bunch of Paul Williams out there, and I don't know what this guy's claim to fame is. But I like the quote, and I quote, "If you're not honest with yourself, how can you be truly honest with anyone else?" End quote. That brings us to visitors. I do have one visitor's appearance form from, what is it, Christina Fromer? Christina, you want to come up?
Hello.
Identify yourself.
My name is Christina Fromer. I've never done this before, so I'm very nervous to stand before you, but I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you. I am here this evening to open a dialogue with the leaders of this city about a conversation that has been taboo for far too long, and that is cannabis. As you know, in November, Missouri voters passed Amendment 2 with overwhelming support. The director of DHSS, Dr. Randall Williams, has spoken to the public and has made it clear that DHSS is standing by the will of the voters, and he is doing everything he can to get qualified patients access to medicine as quickly as possible. DHSS has already published several draft rules, with more coming soon. Standards, requirements, and expectations for every dispensary, cultivator, infuser, lab, caregiver, and patient are included. This will be the most regulated industry in the state, with the hopes of becoming a national model, with clear timelines, state support, and well-written rules. This industry is coming, and it's coming fast. There are residents all across Missouri, as we speak, working feverishly to do what is necessary to acquire a medical marijuana license. And I want to assure you that there are responsible, caring, educated people dedicated to its success. We are here to give qualified patients access to high-quality cannabis products. This is not about getting high.
So do you have a question?
So I am here to ask of you, have you started this conversation yet?
Okay, let me defer to the city attorney and kind of cut through it. I'm going to defer to the city attorney to answer your question.
Yeah. I'm the city attorney. Thank you for coming tonight. The city staff is working on adopting Amendment 2 into its code of ordinances, along with the regulations that the state is issuing right now.
Okay. May I ask if the city is in support of this with zoning issues? I know that's a little bit more of the zoning department, but.
You want to go ahead and answer that? Because they got to work through all that. So you want to
Sure.
answer that, Jackie or Eric?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. The answer is yes. It's going to happen. It's going to be here in Blue Springs. There's actually going to be an educational forum that Mr. Councilman Levesey set up. What is our date that we have? April 11th? April 10th. That is going to be for municipalities and jurisdictions around eastern Jackson County education. We're going to actually have, I believe, a work session with the City Council on the 5th Monday in April. That'll be open to the public, and one of the things that staff, because I'm staff, I'm not elected, we're going to be asking the council for policy guidance on how they want to see this implemented. As an example, the state establishes 1,000 feet. It is possible the city council could go less than that in terms of their ordinance. We don't know yet whether they have a desire to do that or not. That'll be up for discussion. We can't go more than 1,000 feet. So those types of specific issues are being discussed right now internally with my planning staff. And our goal is by the end of the second quarter of 2019 to have policies and ordinances in place that will allow us to respond to this growing industry.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
It does. I had another question as well, and I don't know if you all would be able to answer it. I was also curious what the police department's view was on this. Are they going to just pretty much stick with what the city puts out there? Obviously, it's been a very taboo topic for so long.
Well, the police department will be required to follow whatever ordinances and regulations are going to be adopted by the city council. And so if there is an application that is submitted, and if the application and the applicant meets the requirements of the ordinances, then they will be issued a business license or whatever special permit license will be developed for that particular business.
Okay. And
Yeah.
one more final thing. If anyone would be willing to sit down and have a conversation, is that something we could contact you about to sit down and discuss?
Our city attorney is going to take the lead on it. I've assigned her that responsibility. And again, I think it's premature until we kind of work through some things to start answering questions that staff doesn't have the direction from us to do. So let's let it work. Let's let it work its way through the process, and then I'm certain there'll be a lot of questions.
Okay. I appreciate the opportunity you gave me to speak with you this evening.
Mayor, one more comment here. Thanks for coming tonight. You are one of many individuals who have contacted us in over the weeks and months. There's a considerable amount of interest and enthusiasm about how this is going to be implemented over the state of Missouri. We will be complying and following state requirements and guidelines, and we will be developing, the council will be developing their own policies with regard to how these businesses will be licensed, where they will be allowed to go in the community, how they would be monitored, what enforcement, all of the implementation of those things. So it's going to happen. You just need to give it an opportunity to unfold.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Christina, for coming.
Have a good evening.
I don't have any other ones. I accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Kaler?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson? Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimous.
We're adjourned.